Everybody, Savage Red Recovery back for another video. The reason that I'm doing this video is because I had someone in the comments that decided to tell me that I was dense for not believing in privilege. So I'm making this live because I said if they want to talk about it, they could come on to the stream and we could discuss it, and they said that they wanted to. So I am live so this person can come talk to me about privilege. I'm going to contact him to get him to come in here. And we will get this rolling. But yes, I do not believe in privilege, not in the sense that they try to teach. I do not believe in privilege as in white privilege means white people have it on easy mode, and that because of that, other people don't have easy mode. So, we will wait for this fellow to join the live, and then we will start this debate. And let's hope that he decides to come in here and I'm not just going live for no reason. Because if I just end up going live for no reason, I will be quite upset. But so the gentleman that was down in the comment section, here is the StreamYard. All you have to do is click that link, come into the studio, and I will bring you on, and we can discuss how white privilege is not a thing. Just gonna wait for him. I posted in the comments that I'm live, so hopefully he sees it, so we don't end up me just going live and talking to the camera about how this guy was saying that I'm dense, so that we can have a conversation. Even though he probably won't see it the same way, he probably will not agree with me, but you know, I'm willing to try. Any person that wants to challenge me to any of my views or opinions in any of my videos is more than welcome to come on at any time and pressure test my ideas. I have no problem with it. But unfortunately, a lot of people like to just talk shit in the comments, and they don't like to actually talk. So we will see if this gentleman would like to come put his money where his mouth is, and see if he wants to have a discussion about how he is so convinced that white privilege is a thing. If you think that white privilege is a thing, then yes, you've been lied to. Another funny fact. That movie White Men Can't Jump, that was a lie too, because we can totally jump. I know, it's crazy. But I'm going to drop the StreamYard in here, so the guy that was in the comments saying that I'm dense about white privilege can come in here. If he decides that he's going to join, we will see if he's going to jump in. I don't know if he will. He's probably going to tell me he needs to schedule it for another time, or give me some story, or not even come in here. But he did say in the comments he was going to join. So hopefully we can get this started without having to wait 15-20 minutes to do this, because that would just be a waste. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for joining us on this maybe debate, maybe not debate. Not too sure if he's going to come. Not sure if he got the message. I'm gonna put the StreamYard in here again so he can join if he is in here. Yes. Yeah, I get called racist on the regular. I get called a skinhead and a crackhead and all sorts of cracker and wigger and all sorts of stuff. But, it is what it is. We don't have an argument. You just have to throw insults. Let's see if he joins, guys. I'm sorry if this takes longer than I was hoping it would take, but I just got home, and when I come home, I check my emails and I check my comments, and I go through and I respond to everyone's comments. I read every single comment, and when people come to the channel and they just want to talk shit in the comment section, I'll at least reply to them, and I offer this guy to come up onto the channel and break down. Yeah, I offer him to come onto the stream and offer to let him come in here and tell me that I'm retarded or yeah, anybody that any person that sees one of my videos and disagrees with me is always welcome to email me and tell me, and we can set up a stream, and you can pressure test me and I'll pressure test you. But so far I'm 7 minutes in and this guy's not shown up. He's not shown up. I am looking for DB. DB could be a man, it could be a woman. I'll be fair. I don't know. It could be either one. But hopefully he shows up, because I would not like to waste anyone's time. But I would like to discuss how white privilege as it's taught in society today is not a real thing. It is not. No problem, DB. I totally get it. I understand. It happens, man. We were just working through the comment section, so here's the StreamYard link. All you have to do is click the link. You'll come backstage. I'll bring you on. We can start off the discussion, and then we can go from there. Oh, he did. DB's here. He's in the comments. Just waiting for him to click the link and come in so we can discuss this topic. Take your time. Take your time. I'm just here. But how's everyone's day going? Everyone doing good? Everything on the up and up for everybody? You guys enjoying your magical Friday? I know I am. Oh, and so Trey, you're right. God does have a name, but when you read the Bible, it says God multiple times. Like, it refers to God as God. Just saying. So when you say women are God, you're referring to that. What's going on? Can't hear you.
I'm good. How are you? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm fine.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So explain to me how privilege is a thing.
Yeah. I have. I'll be general. I won't go into details.
Go into
So,
details.
So I'm gonna start with I'm not American, as you can see
Okay.
my accent. I'm African, but I follow American media, everything. I'm very big fan. So I'm willing to come one day if things change in
Mm-hmm.
America. So yeah, so I'll explain a few things.
Mm-hmm.
What I noticed following media,
Mm-hmm.
the news, everything, because
Mm-hmm.
America is have huge influence on the world when it comes to culture, when it comes to science, everything. So we live in a small world. So how do you explain the friendly relationship between white community and the police? We don't see that in African American community when it comes to policing. We see they are very harsh towards African Americans. But for example, there will be no issue for uh, for a white person to argue with a policeman to engage a fight with a police officer. But if a black person do that, the consequence will be way bigger and dangerous. If you're trying to understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So
So, what
mm,
country are you from?
now I live in Norway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, originally I'm from Somalia.
Okay. So, question.
Yeah. Mm.
So, you live in a mostly white country, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Norway is the native people are white, majority are white, so there's
So it's
very
pretty racist there, right?
no, it's not.
It's it can't.
No,
According
no,
to
no.
according to what according to what you're
Mm,
saying,
mm,
America, because it's white people and they have
mm.
a close
No,
relationship
no.
to the police. Wait.
Okay, sorry.
That would
Mm,
mean that the
mm.
police are on the side of the white people, correct? Which would make a privilege and be racist because it's against one race. But you live in a country that's more white than America, so therefore where you live is more racist, correct?
No, that's not what I was trying to say. It's there's elements in American system where you can get away if you do something to black person, then a white person. That's what I'm trying to say.
So,
I'm not
so,
painting like all white people are bad and evil and racist. No, that's not what I'm trying to
so,
get at.
do you know the statistics? Do you know the American
Sure,
statistics?
sure.
So, how many black men were killed last year that were unarmed by the police?
I don't have enough data to
Okay, so the
in,
the FBI crime statistics:
yeah.
9 unarmed black men were killed. Do you know how many white unarmed men were killed in 2019 by the police?
We can do Google search now, and
It's
I'm sure you
19.
have it. Okay, there you go.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So, do you have you ever seen a prison? Have you ever
yeah.
seen a
Can
jail?
you elaborate?
What's that?
Can you
Have you?
elaborate?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a prison like in life? Have you ever drove past a prison?
Mm, sh- sure, but I have never been into prison. So yeah,
So do they have guards at the prison?
yeah, sure. It
Why
will
are there
be prison
guards?
without
Why
the
are there
guard,
guards? Why are there guards at the prison?
huh?
Why are there
To
guards at the prison?
to guard, so the criminals want to get away from the prison. That's the whole
Because
thing,
there,
right?
because there's criminals,
Yeah,
right?
sure,
So,
sure.
okay. So do
Mm.
you know where the most dangerous places to live in America are?
So you to try and get at that, like place that African Americans live in are more unsafe than
The
white.
inner cities.
Yeah, for sure. It's in all a world. The inner cities are more dangerous than the
Correct.
suburbs. Yeah,
Correct.
I
So
get
that's
that.
why white people have a better relationship with the police because there's less crime. You're not going to put more cops where you don't need them. Because if that was the case, then
I know where you're getting
prisons
at.
wouldn't have guards.
Sure, I get the point you're making, and I agree with you. But how do you explain like the things uh, like the last case? What was his name? Um, you know,
George Floyd,
yeah, yeah, that person.
he was on drugs and he
Yeah,
resisted
yeah, he
the
was
police.
criminal for sure. He has a felony. He has a criminal record. I know that for sure.
Even if he didn't
But
have a criminal record.
but what do you think like that made the actions the police officer committed? Uh,
Well, two things.
yeah,
So first, he was on drugs and he was saying he couldn't breathe when he was in the car and no cop was on his neck. Okay? He also said to lay me on the ground. He jumped out. They put him in the car and then he jumped out of the car onto the ground. Okay? Also, that police department allows you to use your knee on someone's neck. Okay? It wasn't the knee on the neck that had him having trouble breathing. It was the when he kept struggling, the guy on his back, because the mechanics of his body was not allowing him to breathe. On top of he had a high amount of drugs in his system, which makes it hard to breathe already. So there was multiple things that were going on there. It wasn't because he was black. Because in 2016 there was a guy named Tony Tempa who's white that died the exact same way, and they actually laid on him for longer. And as he cried and begged for his mother, they laughed and mocked him, and then he died. And he was white, but you don't see him in the media because he's white. It doesn't fit the media's narrative.
yeah. So what you're trying to say is white victims don't get enough coverage as black
They,
victims.
they don't.
Okay, that may be true. But okay, the issue we have here is long, continuous uh, crimes committed by the police against black communities. We're talking about not necessarily uh, the police. They are not. Then they might not be. How do I say it? Um, Wrong at all instances and all circumstances. They might not be the wrong side all the time, but but I'm trying. I lost my train. My thinking.
Okay, so
Sorry.
so so this is these are facts. Every year, there's more whites that are killed by the police than there are blacks. It's a fact. And if
Yeah.
you account for the fact that whites make up 65% of the population in America and blacks make up 13% of the population,
Mm.
whites have far less run ins with the law. If you look at the FBI crime statistics, the males from the age of 15 to 40 that are black males make up 51% of violent crime. So if you take the amount of times you're likely as a black man to come in contact with the police, you're actually underrepresented.
Sure.
So the fact of the matter is it's not it there are police that do bad things. There's bad people that do everything. Like
Sure.
there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers, there's bad everybody.
Yeah.
But to say that policing as a whole is bad and targets black people is
No,
not
no.
true.
I won't make that ridiculous claim that all police officers are bad and evil. No, they are not. But we're talking about uh, the majority, or like uh, the majority case. We're talking about that. We're not talking about uh, all the time. For example, okay, let's go to another topic, if you don't mind. Um, For example, if when it comes to school, for example, no, let me get back to the topic, the policing topic. For example, in if a black person did something, a group of black people, the police will take it as gang violence, and they will think that they are gang, and they will be harsh towards the black group. Then if it's a white group, because the white group, it will be like mischief. It's not big issue here. They are not known for crimes. That's the attitude they have towards black community. But if there's a group of black people, they will automatically think it's a gang group, and they will do problem. S- But the police may, for example, the police officer may not be racist, but he has prejudice against black person. I don't know if it has to do with the size. I don't know if it has to do with the history we have in America, but there's a prejudice against when it comes to policing towards Black Americans. You won't agree with that?
You're saying that because of prejudice 100 years ago, 50 years ago, that means it's the same now? Is what you're saying?
Okay, but the thing is, history shaped us in one way or another. We can't dismiss that. If you,
Yeah, you
for
can.
example, we can't. For
Yes, you
example,
can.
America it is the way it is because of the history.
Okay, so you're from Africa?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so how many European slaves were brought into Africa during the slave trade?
Yeah, I don't know white, but I do know Asians that was brought with English people, like Indians. For example, I'm not talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about Indians.
Hmm.
Uh,
There was more European slaves brought from Europe to Africa than there were taken from Africa that were brought to America.
I don't know where you get that idea from. There's more white slaves that brought to Africa than more black.
It's a fact.
Where's your
The Muslims were
source?
bringing the Muslims were bringing Europeans to Africa.
Where exactly? In Africa. Africa is very big, you know. Uh,
The West Coast, the North. They
yeah,
brought
you
them
think
to
there's.
Africa and sold them as slaves.
Oh, you were talking about the Moors, because there was the Andalus and the North Africa. There was Islamic dynasty. Is that what
Yeah,
you
I'm
getting at?
talking about I'm talking about the Muslims that started the slave trade. They ended up bringing more whites to Africa than left Africa to come to America. But
Uh, uh, um, if you're talking about the Muslim dynasty, uh, I don't think the population. It doesn't make sense. For example, if you uh, where you source. I'm sorry, because I can't engage in a thing where there's no source. It's just it will become speculation, you know, without with no source. And when it comes to Islamic, the dynasty that was ruling in North America and part of Spain, and uh, and I don't think there were many white slaves that was
okay,
brought from
so
Spain.
okay, all right. So Wikipedia is this.
Yeah.
Wikipedia says right here, according to Robert Davis, between 1 million and 1.25 million Europeans were captured by pirates and sold as slaves in North Africa and the Ottoman Empire between the 15th and 19th centuries.
According to Davis.
Robert Davis from
What's his,
Wikipedia.
yeah,
This is on Wikipedia.
Wait,
Like,
I'm sorry.
listen, I'm not gonna do a history research of Robert Davis. This is on Wikipedia. Like, if
What's his
Wikipedia,
credentials? Because everyone can claim things. What is his credentials?
dude,
Because,
I'm at Wikipedia.
yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm on the Wikipedia site. It's highlighted in yellow right here.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm in new things. I'm trying to full screen, and I can't do that.
Like,
Yeah, here. Now I can see it. According to Robert Davis, between 1 million and 1.5
it's highlighted
million
right here.
Nubians, yeah, were captured by Berber pirates.
Pirates in the Ottoman, North Africa and Ottoman Empire, in between the 15th and 19th century. Like, this right here is the white slave trade. Christian slavery in Muslim Spain, Ottoman slaves, European slavery, slavery in ancient Rome, slavery under Islamic rule. Like, this is all about white slavery. The reason I bring that up is because these people overcame it. These people overcame it. The Jews overcame it.
Yeah, but there was no. How do I say it? It's not because the Arabs is fall into Caucasian category, and Ottoman Empire, the Turkish they fall into the white category. There is black to black slavery, and there's white to white slavery. There's no doubt about it. There was whites that was
and
enslaved.
There was white to black slavery, and there was black to white slavery.
Yeah, but not as huge as the thing we have in people being taken away from.
How many?
West Africa to, America,
how many?
onto,
How many slaves? How many slaves came to America?
I'm not sure about the number, but I think it's almost million. I'm not sure, so don't correct me on that. But I think it's somewhere 500,000 to 1 million, around that figure, around that amount.
It says how many landed directly in North America.
Sure.
It says only about 388,000.
North America, we're talking about USA and then Canada.
It says directly to North America, 388,000.
Caribbean's islands, is there mentioned there? Because there's a huge number that was brought to Caribbean islands. So I think it will be, or to South America. There's a huge.
Yes, but we're not. But South America has nothing to do with North America. Caribbean has nothing.
But I mean, in the context of slaves that
no,
were brought from.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if 50 bajillion came from Africa. If only 100,000 landed in America, that has no, like, you can't argue slavery in other parts of the world now.
300, if I didn't hear.
388,000 is what landed in America.
You say 100 now, so.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if 5 bajillion were taken from Africa and 100,000 landed in America, you can't tell me that you made the statement that slavery, the number of slaves that came to America was greater than any other type of slavery. And I'm telling you that the number says...
I didn't make that claim. I didn't that
You
make that claim. I
you
did
said it
say
was different. There was more.
yeah, it was different than Muslim dynasty that was bringing slaves from East Europe or
Okay.
from southern
All right.
Europe.
Okay.
It's
So listen,
different. Yeah.
it's not different. It's still slavery.
No, no. Yeah, yeah. In general, but we're talking about in details. We have to go into details because
Okay. So
black,
in
white. It's I mean white to black. It's that, and we're talking about in the context of America, North America, especially. Uh, you can't say the history can didn't shape us. That no, because for example, history is there in textbooks, in high schools, in museums, in everything. So it did shape us.
I got a question for
And
you.
mm, sure, go ahead.
If your great 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 grandfather slapped the shit out of your great 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 grandmother, does that affect you today?
No,
Okay, so slaves that we never met, that we never seen, doesn't like it doesn't affect anything right now. You've never seen a slave. You never met a slave. I've never owned a slave. I've never seen a slave. You cannot tell me that that 200 years later we're still dealing with fucking slavery. If my grandfather was a rapist
yeah,
100
sure.
years ago,
Mm.
that does like what does that have? How does it affect your life and my life as of right now with my grandfather being a rapist 100 years ago? It has like it doesn't affect anything.
Okay, so you're trying to say the actions that was made in the past don't affect us right now. Is that
You
what you're
have
trying to
no
say?
emotional tie to it. The
Sure,
only
sure.
reason that the only reason that you would have any effect on it is because you want to hold an emotional tie to it for some reason. That's a you
Okay,
problem. That's not a slavery problem. That's not a slave
okay,
problem. That's not anything other than what you want it to be.
okay. Sure, I get that point, of course. But we're talking about when we're talking about slavery, we're not talking about the things that was done. We're not talking about interpersonal things like the thing that happened physically or mentally. We're talking about what happened after. Because, for example, when the slaves was freed, they had nothing.
Hmm.
So
Do you know?
who was in
So you
control? Let me finish. Who was in control? The slave master. They had the farm. They have the authority. They have everything. But the blacks was freed, but they have no skills. They have nothing. So the guy that freed them still have the authority. He have property. He have the influence where he lives. Everything. So after 200, there might not be big economic differences, but there was in those 200, the white the slave master has more chances to be successful than the slave that was free.
hmm
You get what I'm trying to say? So in that context, the history will shape. For example, if your father is rich and he has a heritage, that will pass down to you
hmm
in one way or another. That tradition
hmm
will pass
hmm
downwards. That's what I'm trying to say. So the white, not all white people, but I'm talking about the elite, those
Uh
slave
huh.
owners, those
Uh
people
huh.
who are from that heritage. They have the resources.
Uh huh.
We're talking about the white people that are poor. They came from the boat mostly, but the first that came, those slave masters, they have more wealth and heritage than others. So it's possible those people that are from heritage have a lot of money today. I'm not sure,
hmm
but um, I'm just trying to make
Okay,
speculating.
so it's a fact that you have a 70% chance of losing wealth within 3 generations. You have an 80% chance of losing wealth within 4 generations. How many generations have there been since slaves were freed?
I mean, if your descendants are not smart, then you will lose
Regardless,
knowledge and everything.
if you have a 70% chance within 3 and an 80% in 4, how many generations have been since 1866?
Okay, let me agree with you on this point. Let's say they did lost everything for the
Hmm.
argument's sake. Let's do that. I'm willing to go your way. Um, but but the problem is who was for example in the authority. It doesn't change so easily if the person loses the money. But who, for example, even today, this government, they don't have problem with countries. For example, if the foreigner came from the Europe, they don't have problem with that. But if the foreigners come from like South America or the other places that are not that are not typically white.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true because was the biggest reason the government Donald Trump they had problems because there was more foreigners that was coming from.
That's not true.
There was one speech he said the the immigrants were we need a skillful uh, immigrants that are from certain place. That's what he said. I'm not saying literally what he said, but that was his what he was trying to say. So I know like the majority of white people in America are not racist, but there is elements of racism there uh, in the system. But not I'm not talking average person is nothing. For example, if black person did in the schools, let's say in the schools, the punitive attitude, the authority in the school will banish the black person more than the person. There was this case. This black kid was sent to was banished more than she deserved. It was and and she couldn't go back to school. So I'm not talking about average everyday white person. I'm talking about the system. So there's more prefer. It's better to be a white than to be a black in the system. For example, in the schools, in policing, in the justice system, there is elements of racism there or discrimination. So that's what I meant by white people have privilege. Yeah, but I didn't mean it like for example for example the first time when I was trying to explain you said like for example I it's all white people. For example, you saying I live because I live in here in Norway, so are white people racist? You had already this thinking that I think white people are racist, all white people are racist. It's not true. Or not all white people are racist, but yeah.
Okay, so in America, who has the highest medium income?
Are we talking about celebrity now?
No, we're talking about by
Rich people
race.
by race. Uh, let's talk about the income difference. I mean,
No, no, no.
wealth
Answer the
income
answer the question. What race has the highest medium income?
medium income. I'm guessing white people, but I'm not sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
All right, so
Because
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the screen again. Going back to Wikipedia, as you can see right here, it says white Americans make up six. Their median income is $65,000 a year. Blacks are $41,000 a year. American Indians are $44,000 a year. Asian Americans are 87,000. So Asians, which are not white people, make more money than white people. If you go down here to where it starts to go by the different races, it says Indian Americans $123,000 median income. Cambodian Americans 67,000. Chinese Americans 88,000. Chinese Americans, excluding Taiwanese, 91,000. Taiwanese Americans, 105,000. Filipino Americans, 82,000. Indonesians, 74,000. Japanese Americans, 80,000. Korean Americans, 92,000. So as you can see, the white household at 65,000. You've got Indians who aren't white. Bangladeshis are underneath whites. Cambodians that are not white that make more. Chinese make more. Chinese excluding Taiwanese make more. Taiwanese Americans make more. Filipino Americans make more. Hong Americans make more. Indonesian Americans make more. Japanese Americans make more. Korean Americans make more. So why is it that if there's this thing called white privilege, why do all these people that are not white make a higher median income than white people?
Um, when I answered your question, I was thinking white versus black. Uh, the Asians was not part in the equation.
No, but see, if the system was rigged for white people, it'd be rigged for white people. It wouldn't be rigged for white people against black people.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
You
wealth.
you know that
Um,
Nigerians, people from
yeah,
Africa,
yeah.
Nigerians when they come to America, they make more money on average than the white-born Americans. You know that, right? And they're Nigerians are
Not
not
always,
lights.
but there's high
The
chance.
medium the
Yeah,
no the medium income. So when you take
yeah,
all of the Nigerians that are here and
yeah.
you figure out what the medium number is, that medium number is higher than all the whites that live here, their medium income. And you're from Africa. Have you ever met a Nigerian?
Sure, sure.
Would you say that they are dark or are they light?
No, you have gone with totally different direction than I wanted things to go. I was talking about when I was talking about a wealth a gap, equality, the wealth inequality. I was talking about that. I was not talking about. I was not talking about the average person that comes to America that makes more money than white person, black person. I was not talking about that. I was talking about in the context of white versus black, and I'm not talking about salary. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about wealth inequality. That was which was generational.
But this is what you understand though.
Mm.
This is what I'm
I
telling you.
mm,
You cannot have wealth inequality and talk about you cannot talk about wealth inequality and talk about the gap between whites and blacks, but then when you have black people from Africa that are black come
mm,
here,
mm.
they do better than blacks and whites. But you would think that this white system that doesn't like black people would definitely not like the blacks from Africa.
No, not the whole system. For example, if you go back to my comment, I was talking about specifically justice system and policing. That was my biggest issue. That was where I was targeting. Uh, I was not talking about the whole system being
So
bad. I was talking
so
about
so let
that
so, so
particular.
let me
Yeah.
so let me get this straight. So if
Mm,
I'm a racist cop, all right, and
mm,
I see a Nigerian from a
mm.
distance, and I
Yeah, yeah.
see a American-born black,
Mm.
all right, I'm gonna know from looking like I'm a block away, thinking I see a crime. I just know that that one guy is Nigerian, so I'm not gonna mess with him. But I'm definitely gonna mess with the other black guy because I know that his ancestors were slaves. So I'm gonna go
That's
arrest him
no,
and
no, no,
hassle him.
no. That's ridiculous. You can never know who is from.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
both black, and
yeah,
they live in the same neighborhood. They live in the same
yeah.
state. But
Yeah.
somehow all this fuck shit
Yeah.
happens to miss the Nigerians, but doesn't like. Why is that?
Okay.
Why? What
Okay.
is it?
Okay. I'll tell you. For example, the most police officers, they don't police where they are from. I mean, like for example, they go to another place and they have job. For example, they live in suburbs and they come to the city, and they have no idea people they are policing because they are from suburb, they are from another place. So when they come to this place, every person is a danger, every person is a dangerous. So you see, so and there is this notion, there is gang violence for example, as you say, in inner cities. There
There
is
is
this,
gang violence. There is.
yeah, yeah, there is, and there is that information that's
But
go
no, no,
goes
no, no, no,
around.
no, 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 no. It's a
Okay.
fact.
Okay, it's fact. I'm not denying that. Yeah, I'm
In
not denying that. Mm.
Chicago, you have an average of 3 to 4 thousand shootings every year. Every year.
So
Every year.
you're saying that uh, it's not the same. For example, white majority populated cities, that doesn't happen. That's what
No.
you implying.
There you can look at the crime statistics where the cities are mostly white people, you do not have 3,000 shootings in a year. You don't have it. You don't.
For example, I can now I can go to Google and come with statistics, but uh, let me get the statistics for you, since because you are claiming that uh, just because there is majority black, there is more gangs or shootings, not gangs, shootings. There's more shootings in black majority places like Ohio, right?
Okay. I live in Ohio. That's where I live.
Yeah,
I
sure.
live in Cleveland, Ohio. All right?
Okay.
And
And I will
in
take your word
Cleveland,
for that because you live that. So I will
yeah,
take your
but
word for that.
I live in Cleveland, all right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so if you after this conversation, you can go and
yeah,
you can look.
yeah.
I live in Slavic Village, which is
Mm,
like kind of mostly black mixed neighborhood. All right.
sure.
And then the
Mm.
east side of Cleveland is dangerous. All right. There's a suburb called Lakewood. Do you know how many shootings that happened last year in Lakewood? I
I have no
can't think of
idea.
one. I can't think of one.
Okay.
There was
So
just
I
a
will take.
shooting. There
Mm.
was just a shooting like 2 streets up, like just a couple days ago in my neighborhood.
Let me take a charger. The mobile is uh, it's becoming low battery. Yeah. Continue, please.
But that's the thing. Like just because that you see that there's more black people being arrested or more black
Sure.
people going to prison, that doesn't mean that there's a racial disparity. That doesn't mean that. Like, have you ever heard of like rap music? Like, do you listen to American rap music at all? Hey Nate, I'm just telling you, when you're a block away from two people that are the same race, the same color, you can't. You're not gonna tell one guy that's white, that's Irish from Ireland, and another white guy from England a block away what rate where they're from. You're not gonna do that. Not from a block away. That's not being honest. It's not being honest. So okay, guys. I just want you to know while we wait for him, I literally had some lady from England trying to hit me with the "I'm a banker from England and I just need your name, your identification, and blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, so I can send you $15 million." I'm like, get out of here with this shit. I'm not stupid. Yeah, the scammers. So whoever's next, there's the StreamYard. Also, so you guys know, there's my Cash App. If you guys like the debate, help support the channel. I see you're back.
Because of low to battery, my mobile shut itself off. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So this is what you need to understand.
Hello.
Have you listened to rap music? Have you listened to rap music from America?
Sure, I love rap music.
Okay, and what does rap music rap about?
Hello.
Shooting motherfuckers.
Real life issues. Yeah, bitches, money, guns, shooting, and all that. Because it's cool in American way of thinking.
And
Guns,
do you know where
American thing.
Do you know where Biggie's from?
I have no idea.
He was from New York. Do you know what's going on in New York right now? They defunded the police, and now shootings are up 250% since last year.
Yeah, of course, because
In all the
we are under
no. All these cities with all these Black Lives Matter riots, they've defunded the police, and now guess what's going on? There's less police officers and there's more crime. So if it's a racist situation, then why wouldn't taking the police away would make it better, make it safer? Then why is it less safe?
I don't agree like defunding the police completely, but I do agree in the finances. Uh, Not giving as much as resources like they used to get before. They used to get huge resources before, but if, for example, if you want to punish a person, one of the most appropriate and effective ways to go in their pocket and decrease their salary, so the person will do an amazing job, because now you go in their pockets.
They won't.
So they will do.
They won't do it.
Of course, they will.
They won't.
They
won't.
I'm sure they will.
There's no job on there's no job on this earth that someone's going to do a better job if you decrease their pay. It's not true.
They will behave, of course.
They will
They
not.
will behave well.
They will not.
Because, for example, why do we have punishments? Okay, why do we have punishments?
Why do we have
you can
punishments?
deter the person. Why do we? Have
Yes,
to,
but
yeah,
but
for sure.
you're not.
Because
But you're
if
not
there's no
going to make.
punishment, the person will not
Listen.
behave.
You're not going to cut someone's pay on their job, and they're going to act better. You would not do your job that you have for half the pay. As you would not do it better than you do it now for half the pay. You wouldn't do it. And if you say you would, you're fucking lying.
Okay, sure, I understand what you're saying, but for example, if the person, why there's rules, there's laws, there's punishments, so the people will behave well. For example, the problem is in police, they have thousands of lawyers that was behind them, so they're not afraid. If it's a white police officer, it's a black police officer, it's Asian, they're not scared of anything, and they can do whatever they want because there's thousands lawyers behind them, and they have big resources. Uh, um,
So
there's
I
money,
don't know if
there's
you know
everything.
this. I don't know if you know this, but I was a
Sure.
criminal
Yeah, man.
over half my life. Do you know how many times I was shot by the police?
I have no idea.
Zero. Zero times.
Okay.
Do you know why I never got shot by the police?
No.
Because I never reached for their gun. I never tried to take their taser. I never ran from the police.
But you were shouting at them. You were talking
I
when you
don't talk
engage
to the
with somebody.
police. No, you don't
You
talk to them.
don't.
You shut your mouth. It's called the
No
Fifth Amendment.
shouting, no talking. Okay.
No, the
Uh,
time that
okay.
the time that I did that, I got my ass beat by the
Mm.
police. And do you know what I did after
But
that? I
what?
never shouted at the police again.
Okay. So you will say to a black person or a person of color that they should shut up and just do what the police say, even if they're
Correct.
wronged.
Correct.
Even if they're wronged.
You don't fight
Okay.
the police on the
Uh,
road. You fight the police in the courthouse.
okay.
Why
Let's say
like
they did what you say. Let's say they did what you told right now. They still um, they have been using so much violence, and there's maybe they got shot. So what's your position right now? So what's your take on that? If the person is um, was physically manhandled or shot, so what's your take on that?
okay, so if ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk. That isn't
No, no,
what's
no.
that's not
I'm
what's
gonna I'm gonna
that's not
give you
what's
a
happening.
scenario. No, no.
Yeah,
It
this
did
yeah,
happen.
so
A
okay,
person
so
was
that
running and was shot in the back.
that's not how this works. That's not how this works. How about we start having people do it first and then we'll see. We won't say a hypothetical where they do it and we're still in the same predicament because we don't know that.
Okay, let's say, for example, have you ever no,
You're
no,
asking a loaded question is what you're asking me.
no, because you asking the
You're
question, so
you're
I'm doing the
no,
same thing.
you're framing the question as if it's wrong no matter what.
No, no, no,
It's a loaded question.
no, no, no. For example, you are the one who making the rules right now, because you said um, you're the one who is in charge right now in the show, right? So
Well, it is
I
my
don't know
show.
anything. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So that's that. So I am in your so I'm engaging with you. So you are the one who is making navigating the topics or the questions. So what I'm trying to find out is your position, your take on things. So then we can continue to have the discussion, because I don't know what's your positions. I only know that I have seen a couple of live streams in MTR. That's where I know you from. So I don't know your take on this issue. So that's why I'm having a conversation with you, a discussion
So
with you. So I'm
the
asking questions so I can know your stances, your position. Like,
well, this
so
position is if the cops do something wrong, they should be held accountable. But
yeah,
this
that's what I'm
idea,
going with.
but
Mhm.
this idea that cop black man, it's
Mhm.
automatically bad. It's a
No,
false
no,
narrative.
I agree with you, but we are talking about all cops are not bad, but we're talking about those who are bad,
Correct.
aren't we?
Fire them.
We are hiring
Arrest them.
because of this. Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Okay. So
Because
they've passed
now we sorry.
they've passed legislation. They've been trying to get the Republicans have been trying to get legislation to make the cops more accountable.
No,
The
it doesn't. For
Democrats
example, the one who killed now George Floyd, You know how many reports? How what I'm trying to say? How many offenses he committed?
How many what?
How
Offenses?
many offenses? I mean, um, how many times he broke the rule, and there
I got
was
a question for you.
complaints about him about him.
Yeah, yeah, but what you have to understand is in America, anytime. Do you know how many times a black person gets bad service and they say it's because it was racism? Or how many. Duck, FBG Duck's mom was on the news after he got killed by another gang member and said that he was not a gang member. You know this, right? So if she can be on her live streams talking about gang, 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 and talking about how her son, like talking all this gang shit, all right?
Mm.
And then she can get on the news and say he's not a gang member. You're gonna tell me that there isn't a people can't lie about the cops. So just because the cop was accused, that means they're guilty.
No, no,
Because
no.
you know that Floyd, the cop, Chauvin was arrested within 2 days of that incident, right? 2 days.
Because of this, there was a huge reaction, public reaction. That's
The
the reason.
riots started 3 days after his death. He was arrested 2 days. The riots weren't why he got arrested,
But there
and
is, for
they're
example,
still rioting.
yeah, yeah, of
They're
course. Before there was a huge reaction from internet. Then there was riots, or I don't agree it's 100% riots, but there was it was peaceful protest. But there was some people
they're
who
not
were
pe-
doing
they're
rioting.
not peaceful protest. They're not peaceful
But
protest.
no, but there was peaceful protest, but there was riots too.
Uh,
But
okay.
because but there was always, for
Question.
example, when there is protest, there's always people who do bad things and
Do you know
they
what you do?
destroy the cause.
Do you know what you
Huh?
do?
No.
When they start rioting, you either stop them or go home. Those two things. Because do you agree that we should end uh, inequality in finances?
Sure.
Okay, so come to America. We're gonna go do a protest to end financial inequality. Okay, and then you're gonna follow me, and we're gonna go to a bank, and then I'm gonna say, all right, we're about to protest, and then I'm gonna pull a gun out and I'm gonna shoot into the ceiling, and I'm gonna say, give us all the fucking money. Are you going to stay, or are you going to keep protesting?
I'm gonna leave.
Why not? It's a peaceful protest. You're
No, it's
peacefully
not.
protesting.
No, it's not. Because
Oh, so when they start smashing and catching buildings on fire, you should probably leave then, right?
but there's always, for example, if there is a protest, there's always people who take advantage of that and do bad things. So
Yes. So you
we should
leave.
arrest those people and let the other people that's
Do you
not
know?
doing bad thing to
Do
continue
you know
the,
the?
the
Do you
protest.
know the prosecutor in Chicago has let go 25,000 rioters.
No.
She dropped 25,000 cases. You know that these protests in all these cities, the people are getting right back out of jail after they protest, right?
One more time. Come again.
New York, Chicago, Portland, all of these cities where they're peacefully protesting until it gets violent, they're getting arrested and then they're getting released. The prosecutors are dropping the cases.
For example, if the person did commit public, for example, if they destroy public buildings, if they do assault people, they should pay for it.
But you realize that they're not, right? Like
But they
that's not
should. They
happening.
should.
You
What
know
I'm trying
that
to say, they should. And the
how
people
many
who,
how many
mm,
people died during the police interaction with George Floyd? How many people died?
I don't have exact number.
One. George Floyd died. Do you know how many people have died since they started protesting 3 months ago?
Okay, tell me.
30. Most of them black. So explain something to me. So the cop's been arrested. All 4 of the cops have been arrested. They've all been charged with conspiracy and murder. All right? They're still protesting, they're still destroying stuff, and the police aren't arresting them. Explain to me where the white privilege is.
Okay.
Because I can tell you right now, if I live on a street, there's only 2 white people that live on my entire street. There's only 2. Me and the guy upstairs. That's it. If I walk outside right now and punch a black person in their face, someone's going to catch it on camera. I guarantee it. And I guarantee I guarantee I'll be on the media. I guarantee I'll be called a racist. I guarantee I'll be arrested. Because I'm white and they're black.
Um, okay. Have you seen the videos, protest videos on rights?
Yes.
And do you see those who are damaging the buildings and assaulting people and all that? Have you seen the videos?
Yeah, it's white and black people.
Yeah, who's robbing supermarkets and lighting fire.
It's white and black.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the majority, if you have seen them, it's white that does that.
There's plenty of it. There's
I'm not
plenty
saying
of
that
there's
I'm not
plenty
saying-
of videos that show only black people going into shoe stores, and there's videos that show white and black both ways. It doesn't matter. The fact that they're doing it and they're yelling Black Lives Matter means they're getting let go.
Okay, what about those who are protesting peacefully? You seem to forgetting those people.
But you
protesting peacefully.
this is what you understand. I just told you, if we go into a bank together to protest financial inequality, and I pull a gun out and start robbing the bank, and you stay, you are also robbing the bank, even though you're peacefully protesting. Correct?
Yeah, from outside perspective, because they don't know who is.
Okay,
they
so
see-
why would the
of course, but they
Then
see
why would
you're
it-
the one who doing the stuff. Yeah,
But then why would anyone? So tell me how anyone would know that the people that are smashing the windows and burning buildings and shooting people for TVs and shooting little kids? How would anyone
you
from
can
the
see it
outside
right now.
know that? How would anyone know?
Sorry. Okay, you know by the actions. For example, let's say you said we are standing in front of the bank and protesting, right, against financial inequality. Let's
No,
say
we're
that.
in the
When you
bank.
pull the gun and you shot a person or in the air,
The ceiling.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
the ceiling. Let's say that. Who's doing the action right now?
Well, you're there with me.
I am, but I'm not committing anything. You're the one who's shooting.
Correct, but we're on the
Using gun.
bank.
But I don't have gun.
Doesn't matter. You came in the bank with me. You're standing with me. I shot the gun. You stay there. You're guilty. You're robbing the bank as well.
But how, for example, what do you call robbing?
Shooting the gun in the air and taking the money.
And who's doing that?
I am with you.
Yeah, but you're the one who's doing that. I'm not
Correct,
doing
but you're there. You came with me. You're staying.
anything. Let's say that there is people there, of course, in front of the bank. So how would you know? How will they know I'm with you?
Because the group of us came into the bank together, right? We all came in together,
Okay.
and I pulled the gun out and I shot and said, "Hey, give us the money."
Okay.
A person that was not involved with that would then leave. They would
But-
not continue to peacefully protest while I robbed the bank.
For example, I don't know much about American policing, but I know like general policing here in Norway. For example, the person who's committing the thing will be arrested.
Well, how about this? How about I'll raise the money? This is what we'll do. I'll raise the money to come to Norway, all right? And then me and you can go into a bank, and I'll rob the bank, us together. You can be with me the whole time, and we'll see if you get charged or not.
I know the point you're trying to make. I know because they will think that we are together and we're doing a bad thing. We agree. That's what they will think. But the reality is, for example, if there is a judge in front, you will get more punishment than me because I didn't do anything.
But you're still going to get punished because you're
Sure.
with me.
Sure,
Okay, so
but not to
so
the
you
extent
can't,
of you.
but you can't. So then you can't say that they're peacefully protesting if there are other people smashing and burning buildings and throwing bricks and assaulting people out of their cars, and you're just standing there saying, "But I'm peacefully protesting." You would leave if you don't want to be
Okay,
associated. You would leave.
but the problem is there will be no protest if we think like that. If we think like the way
It's
you're
been
thinking right now,
90
there will be no
days of it's been
there will be
90
no
days of
protest.
protesting, 90 days of protesting, and
Yeah,
there's been $60 million worth of property damage just in uh, where George Floyd himself was killed.
but okay, there's many equations we're leaving out. Let's say it's pandemic. Some people they like violence and they don't want it left out. So this is a
You
chance for them. So
you
of
do
course,
know that Black Lives Matter is promoting the riots and the violence, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know where you're getting that information from. I would like
From
to.
the leaders of Black Lives Matter
Why do you think that? Like
because they've openly said it.
openly.
One of them said that the stealing is reparations.
I don't agree with that.
But that's what they're saying. The leaders,
But
prominent
for
people in Black
example,
Lives
let's
Matter.
say, for example, if yeah, okay, sure, sure. Let's say that. Let's agree with you. For example, if Donald Trump says something, that does that mean you are? I will take you accountable for that. What he said. The people and the leaders are always different. The average
So let me
person.
get this straight. So if we go to a Trump rally, all right,
Sure,
and we're at a Trump rally, and Trump points out a black guy to beat up, and we beat him up, he's not responsible for that.
sure, he's responsible for that. If
Okay, so
he
then why would the group that's doing the protesting, the leaders say the stealing's justified because it's reparations? How would that not make them guilty of the rioting that has been going on for 3 months?
But the problem is you're painting things with one color. For example, let's say there is another Donald Trump fans that are not doing what the Donald Trump said. But for example, they do agree with him with other issues. Let's say that, but they do not agree with him this particular the order he given.
You're splitting hairs, my friend.
No, no, no. Because you're painting, you're giving me a scenario where you there's a limitation to it. Because
There isn't.
yeah, there is. Because the examples you're giving me, you painted with one color, so I can refute that. I can't do that because you already limited everything, the fence. So give me a reasonable example so I can counter. I'm gonna have um, uh, fair discussion because you're limiting everything. If you're limiting everything. So the things will go your way because
Okay,
you just,
so
for example, mm,
all right, so here's a so here's an article. Black Lives Matter leader states if U.S. don't give us what we want, then we will burn down this system. I got a question. Does that sound like violence and does that sound like violence
who
and
said that?
rioting? Black Lives Matter leader.
Mm. I see that.
Obviously, people watch what you say in that video that you want to now shove legislation down people's throats now that you have everyone.
Can you hear this?
And you also have said that violence is
It's
sometimes
loud.
necessary in these situations. What exactly is?
It's loading.
Yeah.
So, obviously,
What about
people
yours?
watch
Can you
what
hear it?
say in that video that you want to
No,
now
no. For
shove
me, it's
legislation
low
down
loading.
people's
It's
throats
just
now that you have
So,
Can the rest of you guys hear this? All right, so can you guys hear this?
Everyone's attention, and you also have a video that you want to now shove legislation down people's throats now that you have everyone's attention, and you also have said that violence is sometimes necessary in these situations. What exactly is it that you hope to achieve through violence?
Wow, it's interesting that you would pose
Can you hear it?
question like that, because this country is built upon violence. What was the American Revolution? What's our diplomacy across the globe? We go in and we blow up countries and we replace their leaders with leaders who we like. So for any American to accuse us of being violent, it's extremely hypocritical. Now, when we talk about violence,
you just
we
said
talk
in that
about
video,
using
sir,
self-defense.
you said, I understand that.
Why are you screaming and not allowing me to talk, ma'am?
Well,
You
because
asked me a question, allow me to answer.
Go ahead.
I'm in the process of answering,
ahead,
and I
I'm
won't
listening.
be that much longer.
I'm listening.
Okay? You asked what we hope to achieve. We're talking about self-defense. We're talking about 4 or 5 police officers choking someone to death, and someone from the community having the
It wasn't a
training to
choke,
intervene
just saying.
Effectively. We're talking about saving lives. Nobody's
But
talking about
that's
English
what
police
it
officers.
shows.
We're talking about
Like
protecting
guys present.
lives.
It wasn't choking.
More American than that.
So,
When we talk about
but
uplifting,
his
upholding the
president
Second
is
Amendment,
next,
I think that you should be
isn't
applauding
that?
seeing as though you guys are huge supporters of the Second Amendment, but it seems to be.
But you can hear this, right?
America, that when black people start talking about
Yeah, I can hear it.
arming themselves and defending themselves,
Yeah, you can hear
the
it.
talk is violence. But when white people grab assault rifles and go to
Yeah,
our nation's, their states'
Okay.
capitals, it's all good.
All right. First of all, I've never talked about my stance on the Second Amendment. That's my. I'm not criticizing you or praising you.
You don't support the Second
I'm
Amendment?
only,
You don't support the Second
That's
Amendment?
not my role here to talk
I'm
about
asking
my
you a
opinion.
question. Do you support the Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment
Do you
is part
support
of our
the Second Amendment? Yes or
Constitution.
no? A lot of your
Listen to me.
viewers would like to know if you support the Second
I
Amendment.
don't know why we're
But
watching
that's
this.
not why we're here. And
Because
the
he-
only reason that I posed that first question
Because
to you,
this
the
is
way
the
that I did was
article,
that I
Black
was
Lives Matter
talking
leader.
on a bunch of different
This is
No,
Black
jump-
Lives Matter
jump-
leader
jump-
states it.
jump-
Listen.
It's time.
He's the leader of Black Lives
So
Matter.
that
He
makes
made
me
this
think that you
statement
wanna burn it
that they will
down.
burn down the
This
system.
country-
That's why we're listening to
if
this, because you
country
said
can give
who.
us what we want, then we will burn down this system and replace it. All right, and I can
Burn it down. He just said it.
Figuratively.
I don't agree with that.
It's a matter of interpretation.
But that's what the
right?
leaders
Let's be
of Black
very
Lives
clear
Matter are saying.
and
If
let's
regardless
look at
if you
history.
agree with it or don't agree with it, I don't really care if you agree with it or don't agree with it. The fact of the matter is they're saying it and the people are doing it. So regardless if you believe it's right, wrong, and different, you can see it happening in the streets, and that's a leader, a proclaimed leader, doing an interview that clearly said it. Like you heard him say it, right?
Hello. Do you hear me?
DB, you heard him say it? Did you hear him say that?
Hello.
Hello? You there? Okay, guys. Well, now that he's not there, here we go. Here's who's next. And here, right here, guys, just, you know, little thing I'm gonna show. I'm gonna share my screen again. Here's something else that Black Lives Matter was saying. Seems very peaceful. That looks very peaceful. Weird. Yeah, I just must be crazy or something. Yeah, it has to be a setting that's on my desktop or something, because it's not my mic that it's supposed to be picking up. It's supposed to be capturing it from my screen. I'm not sure why it doesn't do it. But who's next? Who's next? I see Moneybag down there. Money Boy Floyd coming through, talking all that fire. Yeah, I know, it's very exhausting. Who's next? Who's coming to the stage? Who's got some of that hot heat that they want to try to bring over here? All comers are welcome. Come tell me about my white privilege. Anybody? Anybody? Anyone want to come up here and tell me about my white privilege? How my great grandpappy is causing all this fucked up shit right now? Anybody? Anybody? Come on. Come on. Okay, I wasn't talking about you, bud. Anybody? I guess he's out for the count. I guess I'm not dense. All right, I guess I'm undefeated right now. I guess I just won that. I guess that Trey don't want to get in here. I guess he doesn't want that smoke. I seen all his white privilege comments in live. I seen it. I seen it. I know you don't want that smoke. I know, Trey, you don't want the smoke. I see you just want to keep it to my comment section. You getting some camera time, Ash? No, Trey's not. Me and Trey are cool. I'm just talking shit to him. You want some camera time? You trying to be famous? You trying to have a YouTube career? Huh? You want a YouTube career? Yeah? You want a YouTube career? Alright guys, well I guess that's the stream. Come on. I guess that's the stream since I guess that's the stream, guys. I guess he didn't want that fire heat. Yeah, I did. There's a whole lot more stuff that I could have went into. I tried not to be so heavy on that show because I could see the physical and emotional toll it was taking on Tommy. And you know, once you start seeing this stuff, it's definitely what is Tommy's live about? Okay, because he said he wanted to do another show like we did the other night, but I haven't seen a live about it, so, or an email or any, I haven't seen anything about it, so. But yeah, that's my Genesis 1. That's my male. He is about 90 pounds. He's a pit boxer mix. And then my female, she's heavier. She's like 125 pounds. She's a pit bull American bulldog mix. But yeah, I got 2 big dogs. They sleep with me every night. I'm a very avid dog lover. My dog's always happy to see me. Unfortunately, the women that have been in my life are not always that way. So I stick with having pooches. I'm like a male version of a cat lady. We'll just say that. But yes, I do believe in God. I believe very heavily in God. But so you guys know, I do plan on doing more, like, don't. Yes, my subs jumped a lot, but so I am gonna end, like, if you guys, because I know I got a lot of the subscribers the other night from that. I got over 100 some subscribers from that show with Pedogate and all that stuff. If you guys want me to do stuff like that, I have no problem doing it. The only problem is if I do live streams. Yes, June of Wrath, I believe in God very much. If you guys want me to do streams like that, it's going to be hard for me to do live streams on YouTube. Nate, I believe that Nate, I do believe in Fendom. I believe it's garbage though. I don't believe it's good. But if you guys want me to do more streams like that, it's going to be hard for me to do them on YouTube. The only thing that I really could do is like I would have to make like a BitChute or a Subscribe Star, or I do have a Patreon, which I'm sorry, Nate, I don't put that much shit on there. Findom is financial domination. It's a bunch of if you go through my older videos, there's a lot of I have videos about Findom down in my like Level Up Girls, Findom. Like if you're looking for a double standard of feminism and woman equality in America and the gender war, there's plenty of that on my channel. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I will ask for a sponsor. So, so any person that you guys see my Cash App running across the bottom of the screen, any person that wants to donate $1,000 to the Cash App, I will do any 8-hour stream that you guys want at any time. Whatever I'm doing, I will drop what I'm doing and I'll come back. I will wear a banana hammock and do pelvis thrusts on camera for 8 hours straight. Just so you know, I'll do whatever your pretty little heart desires. If you want to sponsor a live stream, you happy, Genesis? Are you happy for that? I'm still waiting for your girl to send the donation. I'm still waiting for your girl to shake the lint out of the couch and get all that change and to send it. Yeah, I believe in it, but Findom is trash. It's garbage. That's just my opinion. But I could do more conspiracy videos. This is the only issue that we're going to run into. If I do conspiracy videos on YouTube, they will take down my channel. The only way for me to do safe conspiracy videos is either for me to make a website or for me to post them. Hey, if you want to do $1,000 Canadian bucks just for you, Genesis, I'll do it for you. I'll give you all the pelvis thrusts you and your girl want on camera for 1,000 Canuck bucks, okay? That's because I like you, Genesis. But conspiracy videos are going to be hard, especially when it comes to like pedophilia and it comes to Satanism and devil worship and those things. So like, you guys let me know exactly where you want me to put them, because as you could see with Tommy's video, Tommy got struck down on one of his channels and he had to take it down and move it over to his website. And unfortunately, I don't have a website. So I do have a Patreon. I don't have a BitChute. I don't have a Subscribe Star. So I can look into making a website and maybe like post them on there. Like, I don't know exactly how you guys want, because I can live stream on Patreon. I'm not sure about Subscribe Star or any of those other things. Oh, so now Trey wants to pop in. I was telling him to bring that smoke, but now he wants to come up here and say something. But you guys let me know exactly where you would want me to do live streams at with this conspiracy stuff. Because I'd rather not do it on YouTube because I don't want my channel to be taken down. So, you guys, let me know where you want me to, like, how you want me to go about this. Because I have no problem sitting down and doing live streams and showing people stuff. Listen, I told you. Just for you, Genesis, I will if you sponsor a stream, I will totally do it for 1,000 Canuck bucks. I'm just saying, I got you, Genesis. Hell, if you want me to do some private videos where I just send them straight to you, like they don't have to be on YouTube, I got you. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what would be the best place to do it, but I know I can't do it on YouTube, and I do know, like, I don't know if BitChute actually is behind a paywall. I don't know that. I don't know if Subscribestar is behind a paywall. I've never used either one of those platforms. So, I'll let, like, if you guys want to email me and, like, you guys let me know where you want me to start doing those at. I don't have a problem with doing it. I just have to figure it out. Do an OnlyFans and just sell, like, pictures of my hands and feet. Do it on Pornhub. Oh, Nate, you're funny. But yeah, like I can start posting videos like I did with the Mother Goddess that are not that are PG. They're not super explicit. But if you really want me to get into some X-rated content, like, I'm gonna need a place to put it where you guys will go to see it. So if you guys could just let me know where it is that you guys would go and what you guys would want me to use, then I have no problem setting it up and doing live streams from that. Jesus.
Hello.
You back for round 3?
The internet problem.
Yeah,
It's not debate, so I don't know about rounds. So we just having discussion, you know. So yeah.
yeah.
So okay, we talked about the Black Lives Matter, that they have. Okay, leaders. I don't agree with them, you know, and that's not the point. The reason why we're having this discussion is we're talking about the policing, right? And so I want to talk about the policing and, you know, justice system. That's what I want to focus on right now. So I don't agree with, you know, the righteous, the leader of Black Lives Matter saying those crazy stuff. I don't agree with that, you know. So let's leave that issue.
But again, regardless if you agree with it or not, they are saying that, and that is happening in the streets. So the leaders of the protesting are saying to be violent. So how is it therefore protesting if it's violence? Because peacefully protesting would mean that there is no violence. You can't have violence and peaceful protesting in the same sentence. It's not the same thing.
Sure, I agree with that. But there was peaceful protests, you know, that did happen. I'm not sure where it was, but there was a couple of them that did happen, and there was some protests that turned into riots, and I'm not for that. So now I want to talk about the police right now.
Well, I just got a question for you. Have you ever heard the stereotype that black men have large penises?
I don't want to talk about that. I want to focus on this police.
But it's a yes or no. Have you ever heard that stereotype?
Of course, there is those kind of stereotypes going around, and there's many stereotypes that goes around.
Yeah, but I got a question. So if I found a couple black guys that had small penises, would that make that saying not true?
Do you hear me?
I didn't hear you. You froze.
Hello.
So if the stereotype is black men have large penises, and we found a couple black guys that didn't have large penises, does that make the stereotype not true?
It's a stereotype because it's not about some of them have big beans, some have don't. It's about all. It's a stereotype because it's it's about the whole of the group. You know, that's why it's a stereotype, because it's about the whole group. It's not about
Exactly.
some or some. That's not the
I
case.
agree.
But
I agree. I agree. So
mm,
the protestings are riots because there's only some
yeah,
peaceful protesting, but it's mostly violent riots.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. There is. I want to mention. Okay. I want to ask you questions.
Go ahead.
Um, why do
Shoot.
you think most? Why do you think? Why do you think most black people have some kind of feel some type of way about the police? Why do you think
Well,
most of them have this bad relationship with the police?
well, it
Not friendly relationship as black people have.
culturally, black people have a no snitching policy. That's a cultural thing. Also, um, a lot of people, and like 74% of children that are born in the black community in America are born to single parents, which would be single moms. And women are more naturally emo- emotional. And not only are they more emotional, but also they are more vengeful when they have power. So you have a lot of single moms raising a bunch of kids that don't respect men and don't respect authority, and then you send them out into the street and then they don't respect authority and then they don't respect the police and they act crazy like their mom did because moms act crazy.
But you go into another topic right now.
No, you asked me why.
You're talking about the marriage now. You're talking about. Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
You hear me?
No problem. I can. I'm here. Okay, Trey. This is it, Trey. Come get this smoke, Trey. Come get this smoke. Come get this smoke. Get this smoke, Trey. I called your ass and you didn't answer and you told me an hour. It's been an hour and 43 minutes that I've been on this stream and you still haven't called me and I've been shouting you out to come get on this motherfucking stream and you still haven't came up here. I just sent you the link. You got my phone number. Where are you at? Where are you at, bro? Where are you at? Where you at, Trey? And I seen your guys' comment. Also, I noticed your comment about how I look like a minion, and I just want to say, fuck you. Fuck you. These are my work clothes. I wear coveralls for work so I don't destroy my pants at work because I don't care about these coveralls. And I have to wear safety green shirts at work. Alright? I have to wear this. So I'm sorry that I look like a minion, okay? I can't help it. Alright? Us minions have feelings too. Alright, so I'm going to drop this stream for the StreamYard. So whoever wants... Yeah, it's a green-yellow actually, though. It's not really... If you see it in person, it's like a greenish yellow. But come on, guys. Who wants to get up here? Because I had to get... Nate, I had to give him my phone number for when me and him did that stream. But here, you want my phone number? How about this, bro? How about this? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you. That is weird as hell. Are you still? Are you still? Okay, so now it says I have two Patreons, but okay, I don't know. But here, I'm gonna give you my number. Here's my number, so you can call me sometime and you can whisper sweet nothings into my ear before I go to bed. Here, I love you guys. You know, you guys are the only friends that I have. No, he actually, Trey. He actually is he pays me $20 a month for my Patreon. Like he actually does. He puts his money where his mouth is. He was giving me shit. It's okay. I don't need you. I don't need you kids fighting. Okay, just calm down. Calm down. I need you to get on. I need you to come on the stream though, Trey. I know you want this smoke. Come on, Trey. Come get this smoke. Come tell me how I'm a racist. Alright, guys. Well, as you can see, no one wants to come show me how I'm a racist. They just, you know, no one wants to tell me how I'm a racist. So, I think if no one else wants to conversate, I'm going to get off this stream and take a shower. Unless Genesis wants to send that $700 and some of Canuck bucks so I can pelvis thrust in a G-string on camera for the next 8 hours. Well, thank you, Slave Riot. I appreciate that. So, I will probably be on Tommy's stream, or I will have another stream later today. Hopefully, Tommy doesn't do the I'm going to stream for 45 hours straight thing, so like I can get in there and stream some tonight. Let you guys you guys tell me if you want me to go to Patreon or go to Bitstar or BitChute. I would personally like Patreon. I'd like to go to Patreon. But that's just me. You guys let me know where you like. I'm gonna start posting this shit onto Patreon, doing streams there. If you guys want to join me there, my Patreon's in the description. Also, if you guys like the show, you like the non-stop debate of DB. He's back for more. What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Amazon goes, so I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I know it's just the white privilege cutting out your internet.
No, don't go there. You know, it's
No.
we shouldn't go there. You know, we're just having a friendly discussion, and you're turning this into some kind of combat. Fight.
No.
It's just we having.
It wasn't
because you invited me just to have a discussion, and that's why I'm here. You know, so you think white privilege doesn't exist?
I don't.
It's okay. You can have it. You know, you can have opinion, but I don't feel the same way in terms when it comes in America. There's systemic problems. You know, it's better to be white than black, for example, in justice system, all that. But that's, for example, it shouldn't be debate or someone born and someone lost, all those kind of things. You know, it should be like friendly discussion.
Well, I made a joke. That's what that was, and you got offended.
But you didn't laugh. So I don't know.
Well, you're not funny when you laugh at your own jokes.
but that didn't come across like joke to me. Sorry for having not a good sense of humor.
Well, I have a dry humor, but regardless, I was actually going to say that I called my cousin and told him to turn off your internet, but see, you start talking, so I couldn't hit with the second punchline, but it is what it is.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah. So, should we continue or
Yeah,
there's
we can continue.
yeah, yeah. The question I ask you, like, why do you think black people doesn't have friendly relationship with police than white people? You say you talked about not snitch culture and all that, right?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
culture and it's also growing up with single mothers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All that. But that's not the answer I was looking for because it's strange. Like the whole race will be against the police. Like, what will they have problem with African Americans as a whole? Problem with the police because it doesn't make sense, unless there's issue there. So that's the point that was the point I was making when I was asking this question. So and yeah, so yeah. But excuse me, my I'm not as well uh, um, informed as you. I was not ready for I didn't prepare myself well when this comes to statistics and all that. So I thought we will have a casual discussion, and that's I hope what we are having right now. So it shouldn't be debate. So if I continue, so that's the point I was making. White people have more friendly relationship than police than black people. So I think there's issue there, and there's a video, the Baltimore police officer selling. I can post here, I think. That was very quite clear about it how the police department is targeting uh, uh, the black people in Baltimore, uh, and they end up doing the same thing with the white people in Baltimore. So you can check that video out and see what I'm talking about. And I have I have general information about the situation in America. So maybe I'm not the best person to have discussion about this issue. English is my second language, so so
Okay,
yeah,
so this is what I want you to know.
yeah.
So white people as a whole are not taught to hate the police. Criminals in white culture are taught to hate the police. Okay? In the black community as a whole, they're taught to hate the police. Okay? Most white people don't really like the police, but we're more accepting of the hassle of the police for the benefit. Black people as a whole don't want to be hassled, and they say it's racism. And the cop from Baltimore, again, just because he comes out and says that stuff doesn't mean that it's true, because there's been a racial narrative being pushed hard in the last 8 to 12 years. And if I came out with a book and talked about how my job was racist, the left would take me to all the news stations. They'd pay me to travel. Like, if you are of a certain narrative with a certain ideology, a certain idea in America, the left, which is the media, the schools, the colleges, the Hollywood, the music industry, most of the entertainment leans to the left. So if you believe with the same ideology they do, they will parade you out there, and you will make a lot of money from that. So just because he says that does not mean that it's true.
So so why would he's a white person, so why will he make shit up, and why
Money.
will he quit? Okay, so you're saying he quit his job and saying all these things for money.
Do you think that him writing a book and traveling, doing shows, do you think he makes more money or less money than being a cop and having to deal with criminals and dangerous situations?
What? Okay, okay, but what about his motivation being as helping people?
Okay,
Because
what
or
about Officer
easing up. No, no. Let me finish. Or easing up the conflict you guys have in America, racial conflict you guys have in America.
Okay, so then what
What about
about Officer Tatum?
what about you? Yeah, for example, what about he if he have motivation, wanting the department to be better, a more just department? Why couldn't you sing? Why did you not
Why would he
think
quit then?
about those? Well, because he mentions in the video, it's very hard, to because the bad cop and the good cop, they support each other. They have their back. Uh, for example, the bad cop have the good guy supporting the bad guy by not saying shit. If he say that, he might lose the job. That's the reality we have in here, because uh, it's not only him. There's a couple of people who were police officers who did uh, came out and said that.
Uh huh. And
So
again,
we,
it's
we
easier.
can we can we
It
can we can negate all those police officers who came out and said that. Don't can we?
Okay, so then what about Sheriff Clark, the black cop that worked for Trump, that said that racism wasn't an issue? What about Officer Tatum, who is a social media, he's on YouTube, who was a police officer, whose dad was a heroin addict, that said racial inequality isn't an issue in policing? What about these black officers that come out and say that? But the
Yeah,
white guy that said it
of
was
course.
racist.
Yeah. Okay,
So who should I believe? The white guy that says it's racist or the black guys that say it's not?
so okay, okay. For example, those guys are saying maybe because they are the police, they are still police officers, so they will not say something bad about their profession, or
They're not
they
police
will
officers anymore.
they will be fired. Okay.
Officer Tatum is he started a nonprofit called Blexit with Candace Owens, and he also has a YouTube channel and he has a website that he sells stuff and he does speeches. He's actually a YouTuber slash like motivational speaker, I think, or he gets paid for being on the internet. He's no longer a cop. He hasn't been a cop in like 3-4 years, and Sheriff Clark was a police officer. He was a sheriff for like 30 years, and he retired and he went and worked for the Trump administration and he helped get Trump elected. And he is black and he's not been a cop, and he said that it wasn't an issue.
Yeah, of course there will be two sides to story. So, but are you denying there's problem? There's policing problem, racial policing problem.
No,
Are you
I don't.
denying
I
that?
don't. There's not a racial disparity.
So you don't think uh, there's police brutality against blacks, a black
No,
American? No,
no, not in 2020.
no, no, no,
No.
no. After all the cases in the media,
What
you know,
cases? Name one.
there's too many of them. For example, the guy that
Okay,
was
so
shot.
then give me
Listen,
one.
the guy that was running and he got shot in the back.
Ray Shard. Ray Shard. He got shot in
I don't
Atlanta.
remember.
He was
I don't
drunk
remember his name, but he was. For example, why would you shoot someone who is running?
because he shot at them with a taser. He turned. He was
Was
running. He was running, and he turned like this and shot back at them, and they shot him in the back. And that was after he beat up both cops and stole the taser from the cops. They didn't shoot him until he turned and fired.
What about that big guy that was the police choked him?
Eric Gardner, he
I,
resisted arrest.
but if there's many of the police around, they can handle him. in no
Have you
time.
seen? Did you see the video?
So you telling me all those things police have they have no problem, like they have no issue to tackle. There's no problem. You telling me that?
In those cases, no.
So interesting. So so why would people, all people, for example, the majority people will lie about the police problems they have?
Because if they lie, they get to sue and make money. They get notoriety. Why did Duck's mom come on TV and say he wasn't a gangster?
Okay, listen.
Tell me.
Not everyone will
But-
because they know the consequence. For example, if you lie, you know the consequence, right? If you lie about something, you know the consequence.
But the camera doesn't lie though. That's the thing. The camera doesn't lie. The camera can't lie.
Because you saying right now, George Floyd, that he was not choked. He was not knee choked.
No, so choking is a specific act. Putting your knee on the back of someone's neck is not choking. Choking is closing of the windpipe, which your windpipe's in the front. So by definition, he wasn't choked.
So what was that? If it was not joke, if it was not choke, what was it?
He was restrained.
So you're saying putting your knee on the person's neck is restraining. That's what you're saying. That's what
Correct.
Even if the person is dead, if the person became dead.
Do you have sex with women?
But that's different because
No. Just answer the question. You'll see where I'm going with it. Do you have sex with women?
you can continue.
Have you ever choked a
listen.
girl while you're having sex with her?
Let's for example continue. For example, let's say I did.
Okay, so if you've had sex with a woman and you've choked her, okay, do you choke her from the front or the back of her neck? When you're applying pressure to heighten her orgasm, do you do it from the front or do you do it from the back? What part of the neck do you apply pressure to? It's not the spine. When someone chokes on food, they choke in their windpipe, correct? It doesn't get lodged in their spine. So it's not choking.
If for example, if it was hard enough, for example, he was pressing the guy against the floor. You see?
Okay, so
and he was using force, and you can see in the video.
then he would have broke his neck. If you're using that much force, you're breaking their neck.
The guy was saying literally, I can't.
He said he couldn't breathe when he was in the car and no one was touching him.
That's what he was saying.
He also said he couldn't breathe when he was in the car. He did.
No, we're talking about in the video. I don't want.
I'm talking about the video
information. So we're talking about the video. He choked the guy with a knee, and he was pressing him against the floor. You know, that's what he was doing.
Correct. He was.
Yeah, and what the guy what did he say?
That's not. That's. He said George Floyd said he couldn't breathe while he was in the car. He was saying he couldn't breathe the whole time.
He could get the help.
He was in the car and said I cannot breathe.
No, you diverting. For example, let's focus on this. Wasn't the guy? Didn't he say I can't breathe when the police officer knee choked him? Didn't he say that?
Yes, and he also said it when the cop's knee was not on his neck. Is what I'm telling you.
So he continued knee choking the guy while the guy was saying I can't breathe.
And he continued not to choke him when he was in the car and no one was touching him. He said he could not breathe. He said I can't breathe the whole time, is what I'm telling you. So before anyone touched him,
it's murder. It's murder, you know.
It's not.
It's
not
murder, you know that. It is.
It's not murder.
Because because
it's not.
The person you knee choking the person that's saying I can't breathe.
It's not murder.
If it's not murder, what is it? It's restraining, right?
Do you know what the definition of murder is? They're like, because words have meanings. That's why it's not choking, because the word choking, it doesn't fit the definition of what he was doing. Murder doesn't fit the definition of what the guy was doing. Like, words have meanings, and you can't change the meanings of the words to fit a narrative. The cops did not commit murder.
To you, what's murder?
So, third degree murder, there's third degree murder, second degree, first degree murder. First degree murder is that you planned it, you had the intent to kill somebody. Second degree murder is you did not have a motive to kill them. Like, you did not intend to do it. It wasn't pre-planned. Murder 3, the definition of murder 3, Minnesota. Minnesota law. Minnesota law originally defined third-degree murder solely as a depraved heart murder without intent to affect the death of a person, causing the death of another by penetrating or dangerous or act immediately dangerous to others, inflicting a engraved depraved mind without regard for human life. In 1987, an additional drug-related provision without intent to cause death, causing the death of a human being by directly or indirectly unlawfully selling, giving away, battering, delivering, exchanging, distributing controlled substance classified in Section 1 or 2 was added to the definition of third-degree murder. Up upon early 2000s, prosecutors under that provision were rare, but they began to rise in the 2010s. Some reports link this increase to prosecutors to the opiate epidemic. Minnesota law also defines the crime of murder 3 of an unborn child with the same elements of depraved mind and lack of intent to killing, distinguishing its from its first and second degree of unborn child. Both third-degree murder and third-degree murder of unborn child are punishable by up to 25 years in prison. The definition that I just read you, he doesn't fit.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I just read. What do you put? What are you putting in the private?
Hello.
What'd you put in the private?
I did that video about the Baltimore officer.
Yeah, I've already seen it.
About
I've already seen it.
Post that on the private chat. Yeah. That's the only thing I post in the private chat.
Yeah, so this is what you have to understand. Only black people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. That is the issue.
No. The thing is, you're generalizing all. You say black, all in general.
Correct.
That's not a good way to go about things, you know.
Do you know what general means?
Yeah, you said all. That's general.
No, I said general. I said blacks.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't say all.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. I didn't because I have bad internet. Sometimes your voice goes, sometimes it comes. So I didn't. Hear that.
So blacks in general don't want to take accountability here in America, and
Sure.
general is 51% or more, the majority.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Because that's a huge number you're throwing around.
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that. I don't know where you get. I don't know about that. Hello?
51%. 51% of all violent crimes committed by blacks. 5% of the 13.6% of the population are males from the ages of 15 to 44, which 5% of the population are committing over 51% of the crimes. Out of the 15 to 44 year olds would be the age ripe for gang members. Correct? So are you going to tell me that gang members, they have a right to complain about police brutality in Chicago when they're shooting each other? And they're saying they're being mistreated by the police? If you agree with me, hit that Cash App. If you disagree with me, hit that Cash App. You like how I went with that, guys? Did you like how I went like that? Did you like that? You like that? Oh snap. I just had someone hit me up in my comments asking me why I was so cute. I don't know. I was I was born like this. What? What's up, Genesis? I'm not cheating on you, bro. I'm not cheating on you and your girl, alright? I'm just waiting for you to sponsor the stream. That's all. That's it. I'm not trying to do any sexy time with anyone but you and your girl and the camera when you guys sponsor the stream, alright? I promise. You know you're my only sugar daddy. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that cash advance, okay, bro? I'm waiting for that cash advance. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? Because I have a feeling he's going to end up coming back here, but he doesn't like. He just wants to argue. He's not really trying to. He's not going to admit anything, and he's not going to see it any other way. There's the stream. Anyone wants to come on the stream yard? Look at the look on my face. Oh, man. You kill me, bro. You kill me. So I do think I'm going to start doing some, like I said, if you guys go join my Patreon, that's where I'll start doing live streams. I'll probably end up doing a live stream this weekend of some super secret occult stuff. And Nate, I sent you the digits, so do me a favor and hit me up sometime. Hit my direct line. Alright, Slave. I'll talk to you later. So, it's no problem, DB. No problem. But, thank you guys for joining me on this 2-hour stream. It was just something I did as soon as I got off of work. Anytime that someone has a issue with anything that I have to say in my comments or in my videos, just email me or hit me up in the comments, because I check and read all the comments and reply to them. I'll come tell you when I'm going live, so you can come give me some heat, and that's what it is. But as always, guys, if you guys support the show, do me a favor, share, comment, like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell, get the notifications. And if you like what I did and you like the stream and you like the entertainment that I gave you, go ahead and just check out the PayPal, check out the Cash App, go check out the Patreon. Show me a little love, give me a little sugar, make me your little sugar baby, but not in a gay way. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay savage.